Hi everybody, my name is Victoria and we're back in my kitchen. I don't know, I was just taking my makeup off and I was getting ready to work out and I just started talking, and I always talk and make fake videos into my mirror, and I started talking and I started making this fake video, and then I was like, wait, I should genuinely make this video because I feel like it's important. So I was like, okay, took my makeup off and I'm going to do this video, and after this I'm going to go work out. So I bet you have felt overwhelmed before. You know what it feels like to be overwhelmed. You know what it feels like to be stressed. You know what it feels like to be exhausted. You know what it feels like to not have any thoughts in your mind. Just kind of like your mind's blank. You probably know what it's like to feel loved. You probably know what it's like to feel excited. But the thing is when you're feeling all of this, your mind kind of starts to wander. Your mind starts bringing in all of these thoughts, and once there is so much accumulated in your brain, you start feeling stressed all of a sudden. You may be like, where is this stress coming from? I don't get it. There's just maybe too much on your mind, or there's nothing on your mind, and you're stressing about how you have nothing on your mind. Or you're stressing out because you just kind of don't know where what is, and etc. So when my boyfriend broke up with me, I was in the process of healing, and after a month I saw him again, and it was like a different person. And so what I decided to do, I saw on TikTok this girl, and she made a letter for her boyfriend. So I was like, maybe I should do the same thing. But obviously this letter was never going to be sent out and I never will send it out. And I don't think I will ever read this letter out. But I wrote a letter and I titled it My Boy. And I wrote all about my feelings. And all of a sudden I just felt so light. I have never really journaled before. And when I have, it was more of like, have this look nice. It was never like, pour your whole heart into this. Pour your whole heart out into this. I would only journal to make it look nice. But when I started journaling to actually feel better is when I started seeing improvements in my life. So I have my little journal, and in my journal, the front pages are all about my future, my goals, and etc. And the back of my journal is all about just journaling about my day. And I set myself this thing where I would journal every single day. That would be the last thing before bed. I would journal about my day. However, sometimes there were days when nothing really happens that made me feel like I needed to write it down, and it felt a bit pointless writing and journaling down. But overall, I remember I would always, I would never look forward to journaling. However, when I started journaling, I started just writing, and I would sit there and write for 20 minutes. Literally, not exaggerating. I've had a few times where I literally sat there and wrote for 20 minutes, even though I was just really not looking forward to journaling. So if you're the type of person who isn't really looking forward to journaling, just do it once, because that once you may actually end up doing it for like 20 minutes. But it's really fun journaling. But obviously, I'll tell you why now. So when you have a lot on your mind, it's best if you put it all down, because honestly, therapy is all about, talking to the other person, etc. However, I feel like you shouldn't really be telling everybody about your business, and especially not one specific person, about everything that's going on in your life. So what I do, and what I believe will help you, is just write everything down, because then when you look, and by the way, I'm not against therapy, and when you look on this piece of paper, you just kind of have this cleared, or you said something you have been needing to say, or you finally just kind of understand, or just like randomly out of the blue you start understanding why you feel the way you feel. So for example, I didn't have to read it out. I just wrote down what I was thinking and feeling, and I just felt relieved straight after. I didn't have to read it back. So sometimes you don't even have to read it back. All it takes is just writing it down. And then it's all out of your mind. Your mind is clear and you can really think things through. And when you are overwhelmed, you have got a lot on your mind. So you've got a lot of things on your mind. And it's kind of hard to gather up and remember all of it. And like, I'll be like, okay, I'm doing this wrong, I'm doing this wrong, I'm doing this wrong. I've got to start doing this, I've got to start doing this, I've got to start doing this. I would hold it all in my head and I would start feeling overwhelmed and I would forget to do something. I would repeat my mistakes and I wouldn't do the things that I said I will do. And that would all happen because I had it all in my head. I have to have it on paper so that I have it clear in front of me as to what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and etc. The door just opens. You just know what to do next. So journaling just kind of clears your head. Everything is on paper, and you can actually think things through. So, and that's why I love journaling so much, because journaling helps you a lot more than you think. And another thing is, if you're in this type of place where you have got someone in your family, or overall, you have got a partner or a friend or whoever else who is very explosive in their behavior, they might just have so much on their mind that they just kind of lash out. And when they do it, you feel bad about it. And I know it's hard to tell that person, look, start journaling, because those type of people don't even want to help themselves. So if you don't want to help yourself, just click off this video, because you would have wasted 7 minutes of your life, because as I'm recording this, is the 7th minute. If you don't want to help yourself, just click off of this video, because overall, even my channel, because if you don't want to help yourself, get off, because I only make videos about helping yourself. But then people who don't want to help themselves and they do lash out, they've just probably got a lot on their minds, and when they lash out, it's the only time that they can put the anger that they've got right now together with all of the anger they have felt for that certain amount of time, things that annoy them, and it's the only time that they can take all of that and just release it. Why release it like that when you can release it all on paper? Your sadness, your anxiety, your anger, your happiness, even your excitement. Because remember, when you're happy and excited, you've got to remain humble and you've got to remain down to earth. You've got to remain that way, because if you don't, it's not going to be good either. You can make a lot of stupid mistakes when you're happy and excited, especially when it comes to promises. So just write everything down. Just journal, and your mind will be cleared. You will know exactly what to do. Trust me. Just journal.